The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised.
That was nice. It was like very.
Well, you told me to switch it up every time. So
It was very churchish.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I was going for the haunting vibe, the haunting church.
Spooky.
Yeah.
I like your style.
Welcome to the program, Reform Radio.
Here we are.
What's up?
Well, Heidi has a big announcement. Should we just get right into it?
You're pregnant?
With emotion?
Why do you have makeup here?
That's mine.
Oh, is it yours?
Thank you for Heidi. Thank you for covering
You're
for me.
welcome.
I was gonna say.
It's my color, totally.
What is it? What I didn't. What is that? What is that for? Eyes, lips, buttholes? I don't know.
For lips. Do, 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 do.
The sound of lipstick. Perfect.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do.
Do, do, do.
I made a comment to my wife recently where I mentioned rouge, and she almost died laughing.
Rouge?
That's the same reaction she
Why
had.
would you say rouge?
Isn't that a makeup?
Yeah, but she almost died laughing because she was thinking of something I said.
Don't talk like that. Don't start the show with trying to make me jealous of you because whatever.
I was gonna ask you actually if I could go walk in there.
Just cuddle with her and just
lay
fuck the
down.
shit out of her.
Just eat her
Recording,
pussy.
right? Yeah, okay, great. I thought rouge was like a common current makeup, but apparently
Rouge
it's,
is like from the 20s. Like,
that's what I,
The
that's what I
roaring
found out. I don't know.
It's even in the
It's
song.
like where they wore those Cleopatra
bonnets and-
haircuts,
Who
like
cares?
the shimmery dress, and yeah.
But it's even in the
Rouge.
Chicago song. Gonna rouge up my knees.
What Chicago song?
Chicago,
Like the band Chicago
no.
or the Moulin Rouge Chicago movie?
No, Chicago. The musical.
The musical.
Chicago.
Isn't that what Moulin Rouge is
they're
from?
Absolutely
two different.
not.
What's that from?
From
Paris,
Moulin Rouge.
From
Oh my
Paris.
god, I don't know what's going
Moulin
on.
Rouge and Chicago are two different
I messed
plays
up.
or musicals.
Rouge is old timey.
I started the show wrong. Heartthrob, we didn't take our 2.5s. That's why it's starting weird. You know what I mean?
What is 2.5?
Our 2.5 milligram edibles we've been doing every
You
show.
better go take them right now.
You guys keep talking. I'm gonna go get them for me and Heartthrob.
take
You
them.
want one?
All right, so Heidi,
yeah, you
I
say
took
it.
2.5 at home, but sure.
There you go, attaboy.
that makes 5.
I'm listening.
You're gonna be on 5.
Thanks.
What's your big announcement?
I started a little OnlyFans page.
Really? What's the content? What do you do on it?
It's all butt stuff.
I can't believe I'm saying this.
Well, you're doing it,
Well,
so you might as well
well,
say it.
well,
Do you want it to make money or not?
Well, my best friend started one, so I was like, I did a live.
So you're like, fuck that bitch. I'm gonna make one bigger and better than her.
I did a live with her, and it was fun. And we didn't. I mean, it's no nakedness or weirdness. Just
So it's gonna fail.
All right. So what else is going on?
Boring.
but
Wait a
the
minute.
things that people ask me.
Like what?
When did you start? Yeah, go ahead, Doug. Go ahead.
No, like what? Like what's the craziest thing you've been asked so far?
Wow, there's so many.
Fucking OnlyFans, Heidi. Proud of you.
Trying to thank you. If I would do a PPV, and then I had to be like, well, what's that? And they're like
Point of view
yeah, but I did
or pay per view.
I know, I was
POV
like,
or PPV?
PPV. I'm like, what's a PPV?
I think that's.
I know what that
Maybe-
is. The guy
What
wants
is
to
it?
pay you specifically for you to do something for him,
Yes.
maybe FaceTime or something.
Yeah.
I'm just
Skype.
guessing. I'm not on OnlyFans or anything. I'm just
thought it was-
guessing.
pee from your vagina.
Oh, good. Yeah, yeah. Give me some
Well, I mean,
piss
I'll
from
do
your veg.
that, but so they
But
asked.
in a kid's
what's that?
voice. Pee from vagina.
mommy.
Ugh. And you can't say certain words like in the live. You can't say words about kids, of course. Like you can't say, "Oh, my daughter" or "my niece." You can't say
Oh, I
anything
really
like
like
that.
fucking this kid.
Obviously,
Can't say that.
This would be so much
Obviously.
more fun if we were fucking kids right now.
Okay, enough. Let's stop. But so there's certain things you can't say. But
like,
I
what-
had that, and a guy asked me if I would try on certain clothes, and then he's gonna write me a script of things to say, and I was like,
Are you gonna do it?
How much is this?
Yeah. Do it. I mean,
No, it's a bit. I mean, I started it, and I have some pictures up, and then
Do you have to create a fake account and start asking her shit?
I have a regular account.
But will she know it's you?
She will now. I'll do one that says not Dan Cleary on it, just to kind of throw her off my
Not Dan
scent.
Cleary, just some innocent young child.
There's someone who subscribes to our Patreon, and she was like, "Since I subscribe to yours, will you please follow my OnlyFans?" I was like, "That seems fair. That seems fair." So actually, you might know her too.
Cool.
Your wife?
You can't out her.
No, I can out her. She's one of the Jane suspension girls. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them have
Right.
OnlyFans accounts. But so, what are you going to
it's-
be putting
I mean,
on there?
well,
What's your name on there? Let people
Your
know.
wife has an OnlyFans account, but she only has one fan.
Oh yeah, and who would that be? Todd.
Does she wear rouge?
Stop it. What's your name on there? Like, let's
Same.
pimp it out.
Heidi
Sabrina.
Van Hassel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what can people expect? What's the sign up? How much are you charging?
I think it's like $6.95 a month, something silly. But
Okay.
I mean, I had to do this live video. With,
How do you come up with that number?
And I did it with Dre. That's like, I think it's you can charge you can be free or charge like $80 a month or something. Those are like
$80 a month.
Should I do one?
Okay, I'm not even kidding.
I'll show my dick
This is what I'm not. If we're having a serious conversation,
for lots of money.
you know how much our fans love you, and they want to know if your hair up top matches the hair down. If you have a perfect coif on your pubes too.
Oh yeah.
If you did jerk off video,
I'm very
Is it slick back
manscaped.
like that?
Yeah.
I seriously think if you did jerk off videos, you would make a fortune. And if I jerked you off on there,
Oh
dude,
my god.
But then I got to cut you in.
no, you don't. I'd be happy to help you out. I would love to be there for you.
Unpaid intern.
Absolutely. That's amazing.
But
So,
yeah, I mean, it's
do you have any subs yet?
subscribers. Yeah. Well, I didn't know. But
Sub
Sub
one was-
sandwiches, like Jersey Mike sandwiches.
That one went
Subs.
over my head too. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Subs.
so down with
I know.
I'm below
Yes.
the
Let
lingo.
me try it again. Hold
Yes,
on,
I do.
Heidi,
Yes.
do you have any subscribing people from your OnlyFans yet?
Yes, I do.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
Wow. So do you want our people to go follow you and sign
Sure,
up?
If they want, I mean, I don't. Yeah.
Are you going to show any nudity ever?
I don't know. Let's see.
That is a
what the
yes.
day. Let's see what the day
Yeah.
brings.
Yeah.
That's not a no.
I love this idea.
So you're saying
So you're saying there's a
chance.
chance. Like 1 in 100? More like 1 in a million.
I mean, I don't know. I just did it because I was on that live with Dre and I had to sign up. So I put up five photos and.
Wait, so you can't even be on there in someone else's thing unless you are also a client? Or you know.
Kind of, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you want to celebrate with a 2.5?
No. I'm
Okay,
good.
fine.
Thank you.
I
I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just gonna let it because I don't want my parents to know. Or
Why?
I told my sister.
Yeah.
I don't know because I
Dude,
think it gets a bad.
we should
I
call
think
our
it gets a
parents.
bad rap.
Tell 'em.
Can you tell your parents on the phone right now? Can you call them and
No,
tell?
they're asleep.
Wake them up. They need to know this. I watched a video the other day of someone. Maybe you sent it to me. It was a guy on Instagram. Oh no, you sent it to me. Okay, these guys were. The story is there was a guy who was on it was on Grindr, and he was. I guess on those profiles you don't always show your face or something. It's like a lot of body shots.
You hardly ever show your face on Grindr.
Okay, so these guys were exchanging messages and like looking at body shots of each other. And then once it progresses, they've already seen each other's hard dicks and everything. And then once you decide you want to actually like meet up and hook up, then you exchange like face pictures. Mm-hmm. And so this guy was like, I was excited to meet this dude. And then we got to the point where it's time to send the face. And the face came in and it was his fucking father.
No. Is this real?
Yes. So the guy had been
That's
looking
happened to me and Lucas so many times.
But like the father and son looking at each other's hard dicks, thirsting over each other.
Which most likely they've jerked off to it
yes,
already.
yes,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
going to get to that point. But like, can you like, how do you not end it? How
Yeah,
do you
yeah,
not
yeah.
unalive yourself on the spot? Amazing. Do you send it to me? It wasn't you. Oh man, it was brutal, brutal.
How do you not know your father's body though? You know what I mean? Like
I don't know that I would.
I would know. It would be weird because my father's dead, so it would look
shriveled up and destroyed, and like that thing's
Eaten
very
by
decomposed.
maggots,
That might be my. These are my dad's maggots. I don't think I would know my dad's body. I've only seen his dick maybe once. I would never recognize his dick.
Yeah, I mean, just the like arms,
Hands and arms, maybe.
Like, yeah, I feel like I
But
would
maybe
know.
when you're looking at like hard dicks, you're so not
Focused
thinking about
on the
family,
dicks.
yeah, that you don't notice your
your dad-
dad's
Yeah.
watch or something. But oh man, I wouldn't be able to handle that one bit. Brings me to another question. You texted me yesterday, Todd, about something about
Dicks.
blowing each other or something, right? Really, there was something about you, like us blowing each other. Which, by the way, girls never text like this. They're so boring.
I'll text you on OnlyFans like that for $6.95.
You said, never felt like that. We made a joke about you being my life partner or something, right? And,
So
and you
funny
said,
because I really have no recollection. It was yesterday.
you were talking about my wife, and you said, I can make you come way faster than her.
Oh right, yeah. Now I remember.
And then I said to you, it's funny you said that because there's something I wanted to bring up on the show along these lines. And I don't know.
Yeah, you didn't bring it up, so
Right.
I don't know what I don't know what's coming.
Oh, yeah. Because I want to poll you and Heartthrob and also
I'm
you,
sure
Heidi.
you want to poll me.
Yeah.
Oh, poll me. I thought you wanted to poll me.
Double-handed pull.
Pull.
I truly think that if I were to blow a guy for the first time, it would be better than any chick he ever had blow him. My first time. Because I think I know exactly what I'm supposed to do. Because I know what I want. And I want to know if you guys would agree. You guys have the floor.
You want to go first?
I'm gonna say no.
Why?
Yeah.
I think you're gonna be so in your head about the fact that you have a dick in your mouth.
Well, speak for yourself, bro.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Todd?
I think you probably were the first time that you had a dick in your mouth, but
That was against my will, though.
after several of them, I think that you've got
No, but
I'll
really-
say no. I'll say no, and here's why.
Okay.
There's circumstances. You have to set up parameters. Like, is it a glory hole? Like, in other words, no. There's reasons why. Because if I'm getting blown,
Yep.
there's other factors than just what's going on physically that are going through my head. Like if it's someone that I've liked for a long time, you know
Sure.
what I mean?
Yeah.
What her body might look like,
Or his body.
There's other things that are going on in my head that are turning me on, or that I'm steering myself down that path to get myself turned on in that way, or enjoy it to the maximum that I can. So if you just decided like me not, if I didn't know it was
Also,
you,
glory hole, the anonymity of like, could this
that's
be
what
a
I'm-
chick with a beard?
Because what you're saying is that you have the technical know-how of a dick because you have one,
Yeah, I think so.
that you would be able to, over any girl, make a guy come.
At
because
least-
you know what you know.
At least as good as he's had before on my first time
Right,
trying.
but then there's also, if we're really getting technical about
Which
this,
I
there's
want to.
also different people like different things, right?
yeah.
Like some guys like women to touch it, some guys don't. Some guys like it sucked at the tip. Some guys, you know what I mean? Some guys like getting deep throated. Like it depends.
I wouldn't be
So
good at deep
there's-
throating. So that, you bring up a very, very good
That's
point.
what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like,
But I'm willing to work at it.
yeah. So
Try.
I say no.
Interesting.
I say you wouldn't make me come.
Fine.
I hear what you're saying, and in theory, it's cute that you think that.
What the fuck? So Heidi, do you think it would be possible for me to give a really good blowjob equal to most women on my first time trying?
No, because it'd be like me going down on a girl for the first time.
Yeah, I think you'd be good at it. And I
Right.
can't wait to watch you do it on
and
OnlyFans.
I've done it before, like years ago when I
What?
did.
Wait, what?
Of
On
course.
OnlyFans.
You've gone down on women?
Yeah.
What do you mean, of course? I love this about
Every
you.
woman has.
Yeah,
Really?
like years ago.
Our moms? Do you think our
Yeah.
moms went down on women?
Your wife ate my pussy the other night.
Yeah,
No,
she got all rouged up.
Yeah, like some people like rouge on their dicks.
God damn it.
But I wasn't into it. I didn't enjoy it because that's
Not your sexuality.
Yeah, I
Right.
love men and I like.
What was the circumstance
dicks.
for you going down on a girl?
I don't know, drunk and
Paid to.
Just acting
Date.
really cool.
Took the money.
I don't know.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
You
it
surprised
actually
me.
started in
She told us last week she went out with a trans man.
Yeah, just a couple dates.
Born woman,
Yeah, it was a couple dates. It wasn't like any. I didn't.
but you guys were physical.
No.
Did you go-
No, I kissed, but that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But this happened in Chicago, and I was at. It was just a kiss.
All right. Thank you for joining us. No.
But I was in Chicago, and I was at a bar with my
In Chicago?
lesbian friend,
Okay.
and it was a really cool lesbian bar, and there were hot women in there, and I'm like, no one is picking me up, like no one's like flirting with me, and she's like, because you are fucking straight, and you can smell it, you see, you just know.
You put out straight
So,
vibes.
Yeah, so I made it a point to find the hottest girl in there,
And lick her pussy.
and we went to the bathroom, and we were drunk, and we
did,
changed shirts, and then the next thing I know,
Wait, you changed
We-
shirts?
we
Wait,
walked
now we're
out.
getting somewhere.
no, we changed shirts. This is just what
Like swap
what I
shirts?
remember. Yeah, because it was a joke, and we walked out, and I told my friend, I'm like, see, and then the next thing I remember is I woke
Can I
up.
borrow your underpants for 10 minutes?
I woke up in her house, in her bed, and we were having sex.
Wow. I'm learning so much about you the last couple of
Wait,
weeks.
you woke up in her house and you were having sex like you had started having sex while you were in your sleep and you woke up to her.
I mean, I was just drunk, so
Right,
I think
right,
I like
yeah.
black. You know how when you're sort of
Yeah, I've had that experience before.
I cannot
Yeah.
imagine something like that.
like almost like
weird.
a blackout,
Really?
but then you come to as you're having sex.
So when you come to, like, do you finish what you're doing, or you take a minute to get yourself
Depends
together?
who you're with.
Yeah.
Fair. So it's happened a lot to you.
Not a lot, but more than once.
Wow.
Especially
What
in
about
my
you?
days.
You ever had
of-
that happen?
Oh, you've never drank before.
Yeah, in
No,
my
I've never been
days of
drunk.
getting fucked up. Yeah, it happened.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was a time that I thought I was accidentally gay after taking a bunch of Xanax. That was.
What?
I have to have told you the story before.
I think you've said it on.
I'll quickly go through it. I took 3 of those big Xanax in the early 2000s.
Jesus Christ.
The ones shaped like dicks.
They're the ones the football ones, the blue football ones. And our friends picked me up, went to dinner. I ate an entire open-faced turkey sandwich at Swingers with my hands in my lap just by putting my face in the plate. I slurped up the whole thing. The bill came. They asked me for my money to pay for the bill. I gave them all the money I had, which is $1. And then I got up and started walking around the restaurant telling racist jokes to strangers. The next thing I remember is being thrown into the back seat of a car. And I woke up the next morning and I could hear and smell the ocean. And I was on a couch. I had no idea where I was. And was looking around, and a flamingly gay dude walked out of a bedroom and said, "Good morning, Dan. How are you? Like, do you want some breakfast?" And in that moment, I was like, I fucked this guy. I fucked this guy. How did I do this? Like, I'm not homophobic, but I have no gay interest in my life. So I'm trying to not to hurt your feelings, Todd. So I'm like sitting there for 5 or 10 minutes coming to terms with like what I did. And I'm like, do I tell my friends? Like, or do I keep it as my deep, dark
Did
secret?
you have the thought, if I did, I bet it was better than any other woman could have made
At that
me
point, I was
feel.
too young to even think about that. I wasn't intellectual yet.
Were your clothes off?
No, but I was.
But his
I was,
ass was killing
No,
him.
that's so funny. I was taking a mental note of like, does my ass hurt? Thinking about it. And then after 10 minutes, 2 other my friends walked out of another bedroom. They'd been hooking up. And I realized I was just at my friend Michelle's house. The gay guy was just her roommate. But for 10 minutes, I thought I was accidentally gay.
Oh my God.
And I was like, if my dad knew, my dad would blow his brains out if he heard.
Or blow you.
No, he would not. No, sir. But anyway, where were we? What were we talking
I
about?
don't know, but that's amazing.
I never drank or-
waking up,
yeah. That was my only drug related where I thought I maybe did something really dumb.
Wow, I've done so many dumb things.
I want to hear
Drunk.
what else? You ever killed
Yeah.
anybody?
I don't know.
Amazing.
So many things.
Some rouge.
Fucking hey, man.
Wow, what else have I don't know. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But my point is that just because I have a fucking vagina, if I go down on a girl and I'm not gay and I've never done it before, it's not going to be amazing because I don't know what I'm doing. And not that you don't know what you're doing, but you've never given a blowjob before.
He knows what he's doing.
You know what you like, but on that other
Right.
person,
That
they
was
might
why
not like it.
I would say no.
I have an idea for a Patreon show.
Yes.
Your brother Adam is gay and has a crush on me. I'm gonna blow him on Patreon.
I don't know if he still has one though.
I think he does. I think he still would.
He might have grown out of that.
No.
phase.
I'm gonna blow him on Patreon. He's gonna tell me how I did.
Okay.
So hook it up.
Do it on her OnlyFans page.
Oh, there we
Do I have
go.
to sign up? I have to be on there. I'll do it. I'll
Yeah.
do it. I'm gonna blow a guy on Patreon.
Sweet.
Cool. Can't wait.
Do it.
Awesome.
I don't think you will, chicken.
Nobody calls me chicken.
What's that from?
Back to the Future.
Of course. I just watched Lie to Me. No. Tell me.
Talk to me.
Talk to
Jesus
me.
Christ.
Jesus.
Yeah. Did you love
Holy
it?
Shit.
The horror movie. New
know, I
horror
didn't
movie.
see it.
It's very, very
So
good.
fucking good.
It's one of the best horror movies of the last few years.
Ooh, creep me out so much. Have you seen it? Oof.
I'm gonna get the hand to put in here somewhere. They make.
I don't like people talking to me, so
There you go.
title turns me off.
I'm sure it's a lot better than fucking Exorcist Believer that I just went and saw.
See, I told you. You said it last week, and I said that looks awful.
Yeah, and the reviews are atrocious. I did not hate it as much as everyone else did, but it was by no means a good movie. I mean, the first one we talked about before is an absolute. It won Best Picture, didn't it?
I've
Yeah, I
never
believe
seen
so.
the first one.
It's the best horror movie of all time, without any question. if you ask me.
That's the type of horror movie that even if you're not into horror movies, it's 'cause
Like-
it's a
like
great
Seven or
film.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
They're
thriller.
great films.
Yeah.
Like it's not because I'm not a huge horror fan.
Yeah.
I'll watch them all, but I don't run out like you love horror films.
I do.
I could take them or leave them, but like certain films like that's cinema classic.
Yeah. Yep. We
It's
got
hard
to
to-
watch Exorcist, Heidi. It's so.
You never
good.
saw it?
No, never saw it.
Yeah.
No.
It's dated, I think, if you see it now too, like with what's been out there.
I hate when people say that because
But
I can't see it like that, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like I watched it with Dickless, and she's like, "This is silly." I'm like, "You."
I was just gonna
That's what
say
I'm
it's
saying.
silly,
Yeah, but in the 70s when it came out,
People were throwing up and like running out of the
people were
theater.
freaking out. Yeah.
My mom like waited in line around the block. There was people fainting and throwing up in the theater, and that's when shit was cool.
Yeah.
There's the documentary I just watched on Netflix, The Devil. I'm not good with names of things, but it's about the young kid who killed somebody when he was 11, and the devil made him do it. That's what it's called.
Okay.
The devil made me do it.
Oh, I
think I've
heard
seen
that.
that.
That's good.
It's
I
a
haven't
doc?
seen it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
it's really good.
It's good. I gotta play it.
No.
Todd hasn't heard it yet.
Oh no, it's horrible.
So Heidi, we won't play the whole thing. We won't do it again.
Please.
It makes Heidi sick. I'll play it for you
Yeah.
privately.
Okay.
I'll send it to you for your spank bank.
All right.
I think Heidi, I want to play this for you. Todd sent me a video like a month ago, back when Todd used to do the show more often, and I want to talk about this is Andrew Dice Clay in what, late 80s probably,
Yeah. Late 80s.
and try to imagine someone getting away with this stuff nowadays, and then let's talk about it.
And then you got these other people, right? I don't know what they are. They're not white. They're not black. They're like urine colored, you know? They walk around with their fucking laundry on their head and shit, you know what I'm saying? See, let me tell you something. I grew up in a neighborhood with black, white, that kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? I could relate to black guys. I could hang out with black guys. I can't hang out with a guy whose name is Ahmad. I can't see saying to my mom, "Hey, Mom, I'm going to the ballpark. Me and Ahmad are going to play a little basketball." You know what I'm saying? They don't know the fucking language. It's unbelievable. I get in a cab, right? I get in a fucking cab. And I say to the guy, "Get me to the Theater of Living Arts," right? So this guy turns around with that smell. They never heard of soap, these fucking people, right? With that fucking smell, and he's looking at me. Hey, what are you doing? I'm, "You fucking geek, huh? Where did they grow you? What rock did you crawl out from under, huh? They should have a sign at the airport that says, look, if you don't know the language, get the fuck out of the country.
I mean,
Look at those two guys, those two assholes that
Going
probably
nuts.
murdered a fucking chick in
so
college.
that's a big part. So if you're we'll put this on the YouTube clip, but it's Dice in the '80s playing a massive arena, and at the end he says, "Get
I think
the
he's
fuck
at the
out."
Garden.
Oh, probably yeah. So when he screams, "If you don't know the language, get the fuck out." People stand up and start going nuts. Like there's two guys in there screaming, like, "Yeah, fuck them!"
Right.
It's wild that was a thing.
Now,
let's break it down.
Earlier too in the show, like I know the whole gig.
That's from his big special.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. What made this guy famous was his nursery rhymes.
Yep.
That was the
Hickory
first.
dickory
Yeah.
dock.
Chick was sucking my
Right.
cock.
So like, I think he did it on the Dangerfield when he had the Young Comedian special, and he came out. And I remember I was in high school when the first blip of him in social culture came on, and he did. It was the same night Sam Kinison was introduced to the world.
Okay.
Because it was on HBO, and it was Young Comedians, and
I miss that HBO shit. Yeah.
and he did the nursery rhymes thing, and every kid was reciting the nursery rhymes. Saying, "Did you see that fucking guy?" Especially growing up in New York, because I knew people who acted like that. Maybe not with the same sentiment, but that were of that cut from that ilk.
Yep.
Right. That cloth. So when I sent this to you purposely, like, can you imagine someone doing this right now? Like, we just don't live in that world anymore. Now, what do you think about it? Because I definitely have thoughts about it, but what do you think about it?
I was probably 8, 9, 10, 11 years old when that came out. So, and my best friend and I, Aaron, like we liked Dice because it was so shocking, and the nursery rhymes were so heinous but funny.
Funny, yeah.
I don't remember it being that bad.
No, it wasn't.
But hearing it now,
Right.
I'm like clutching my pearls, like, oh no, the vapors.
Yeah.
It's kind of shocking. I can tell you kind of feel the same way, right? A little bit.
I'm a huge Dice Clay fan, but somebody just recently said they worked with him and he was a fucking asshole, which made me so upset because I like him a lot.
Okay.
This, I don't remember this, and it's kind of disturbing, and I have a very like not visceral reaction, but I just feel like I'm just like, oh, that's kind of fucking rude. Like I don't
wild.
know, but I like him. And I remember this stuff, but I don't remember it being like that.
To me,
because
it's like,
the world wasn't uptight like that back then
true,
either.
yeah.
And there wasn't social media yet, and there wasn't everybody with their opinions. And you could just change the channel. It wasn't coming in your feed and like you can't get away from it and whatever. Now there was like a bunch. I just watched a special about him in light of like the fact that I just had sent that to you.
Yeah.
And they were talking about like, should he be culpable because like
No.
gay bashing was on the rise and hatred against immigrants.
AIDS was huge then.
and
He
this
made
and that.
so many AIDS jokes
And like,
too.
is he part of the problem? Like, was he culpable for that? You know what I mean?
Kind of.
I don't agree.
I don't agree either.
I don't agree. Like, you see those two guys like that. They're well. First of all, that's a cameraman zooming in on two guys
Just
that are
two guys.
over exuberant about like they're saying all the like they know his act and they're getting up and they're beer drinking frat fucking douchebags.
But chances are they're not the only two guys in Madison Square Garden going nuts.
Right,
over that.
but they're also
you can hear the crowd going crazy.
Right, but there are
over it.
also hundreds of people, me being one of them. Like, not that I was at the show, but thinking it's funny. Now, you and I had a conversation too, because for some reason, a lot of All in the Family clips, Archie Bunker, have been coming into my feed lately. It's like a thing where people are sending.
You made a great point earlier.
Now, that was a TV show that I watched pretty much every dinner time.
Same.
Monday through Friday.
7 p.m. or whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it was. We didn't, cable was just starting out as a new thing, and it wasn't like you watched what was on. And it was funny. But he was a character that was specifically devised to be a bigot who has a liberal son-in-law that he's always arguing with, and his daughter's in love with this liberal, and it's to show that there are people like this in the world that are just ignorant, and they're still, their family has to figure it out, how to navigate through it, and there's lessons to be learned, and there's like a morality through his character somehow, whether his is bad or not, you know what I mean? But it was entertainment. You might be able to say, oh, that guy on the block, he's an Archie Bunker, you know, like he's a racist guy or whatever, or homophobic or whatever it is. But all of the comedians that were interviewed in this thing who came up with Dice were all saying, like, that's not Andrew that we know hanging out. It's a character that he developed. So I'm smart enough to look at it as entertainment value. Like, I know the same way that I watch Raging Bull or Goodfellas, that Robert De Niro isn't that guy, but he's playing these brutal characters, and I'm kind of rooting for him because I'm entertained by it. I was entertained by it. And yes, you can't say that shit now because of the world we live in. But back then, I thought it was funny. I'm not going to go and gay bash and hate on people, you know, just for whatever. Like, I have the intellect to understand.
But that's you, though. But it's
Right.
There's a lot of meatheads out there who were Dice fans who, like, I'm positive that he did help shape prejudices towards.
But that's also like saying the guy who killed himself listening to Suicide Solution by Ozzy Osbourne, or
I get it.
the kids who shot up Columbine because they listened to Marilyn Manson. Like, do you just not allow someone to talk like that, or say that, or create a character like that, or make music like that, or whatever? Because there are idiots in the world.
Yeah.
And there are more idiots than there are intellectuals in the world.
Sure.
So where do you draw the line? Like, I get that you couldn't do that kind of act now. And I feel like it's sad that we live in a country or in a society that you can't do shit like that now.
I feel like stuff like him and
That's
like
also one clip
sure
of an entire
It's
career.
like Chappelle too. I love Chappelle, but I mean, some people are mad at him for everything.
We talked about it a little bit before the show, a little bit. With Dice and someone like talking about characters like Donald Trump, in a way, when he started running for office, like everyone who has known about Trump since the 70s, he's a Democrat. He's a pretty open-minded Democratic type person.
Right.
But then, like Dice, he started playing this role. And I know being president is different than being a comedian, but
Not really.
even though you're playing a character, you do have an effect on society. And you are sort of responsible for shaping people's views and opinions, but you're not going to get in trouble for it. But you do have a responsibility. It's tough. I don't know.
I don't know that
I don't think that Dice should be in trouble, but you feed into stereotypes.
But I don't. That's a hard thing because
we do too, though. I mean,
Right.
we joke too.
right. But when it comes to comedy as entertainment, or just think about how deep comedy goes, like to medieval times, even like you could get a job as the court jester because they understood the need to make fun of themselves.
Make fun of go make fun of the king
Go
for a
make
half
fun
hour.
of the king. It's necessary, like as a human necessity. Being president is one thing. When you're talking about making policy, you got your finger on the button and shit like that. You're talking to other world leaders. It's a representation. You're elected to. That's the other thing. You're elected to represent the people. No one's electing him. You don't have to go to that show. You don't have to see that comedian.
Sure.
You can change the channel. You can block any put in keywords that say his name or any comedian. Like, this is years ago. It's not like he's in trouble now. Like, this is what he did years
And nor
ago.
should he be in trouble.
But he
I'm not saying
also
that either.
lost his career over it too.
Right.
So like there is a price to pay. Like, people had enough, and people boycotted when he was on Saturday Night Live, and certain cast members wouldn't play, and Sinead O'Connor wouldn't play that. And like, there's also the knee jerk in me that's like, but that's your job, and if someone's on that you don't like, you know,
Deal with it or address it.
yeah.
Confront the person or whatever it is.
Right, but I don't know. I get that people are offended by it now, and I wish people weren't. If you're offended by it, then don't take part in it.
Sure.
And if it's amusing to you and funny because it's an over exaggeration of a fucking character that's been developed, I think it's fucking funny.
I will say, I think because I was so young when I watched this, I'm sure that I probably made gay jokes to people like
But back
Dice.
then you could.
But yeah,
Of
you
course,
could,
of course.
yeah.
But I'm saying, like, I'm sure that I was inspired by him to say somewhat hurtful things to other
Right.
people.
And I grew up in an area.
But I was also a kid. I mean, it's like, you know.
Right. I grew up in a high school, an area where it was pretty much black and white. There was pretty equal. And black guys would tell me fucking white jokes, and I would tell my black friends black jokes, and like, which is funny, which is not, ha ha ha, da 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 da. And it was just, and then we're off doing the next thing. The world just isn't like that anymore.
Yeah. I mean, in my high school, there was like 3 or 4 black kids.
Right.
One of them's name was Nate, and his
Right.
nickname was N-word Nate. That's
Right.
what everyone called him. That's just like, that's what he called himself.
Right.
And we just threw it around.
Yeah, because people,
It can't happen anymore.
people didn't have
We didn't.
that.
We
then.
never
Yeah.
said it because I grew up. It was only like 20 white kids in my school, and I was one of them. We never said the N-word ever.
And growing up in Jehovah's Witness, you probably never saw. And did you see like stand up comedy or Dice or any of that
Yeah,
kind of stuff?
course. Yeah, I mean, my parents are fucking cool, so they were the cool Jehovah's Witness parents. So yeah,
Would they put on? Would they put on like comedy specials and
Yeah,
stuff?
of course,
Oh,
yeah.
I wouldn't imagine that.
Yeah, my dad loved the more of like the BBC stuff, like the English comics. So I saw a lot of that shit.
Now that you're doing OnlyFans, you're going to learn very soon that BBC actually means big black cock.
Oh, I already know.
Do you?
Yes.
I can't. We're gonna have a Heidi's OnlyFans corner every week. I can't wait to hear the things that people ask you and ask you to do.
And I don't want to say too. I mean, it's graded. I mean, it is what it is. Whatever you want to do, but they also know I'm on this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
so I think a lot of them have.
I'm
are
completely
listening.
stoked for you doing it.
So I don't want to
think
be too like.
no, I'm not. I'm not making fun of OnlyFans at all. In fact, I think
I'm not. I think it's against God.
I do actually do. I think it's a very empowering thing for people to do, and I hope it helped. I hope you enjoy it.
Look, I can take a selfie on Instagram and show cleavage. Why not?
Open your legs and show your vag on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna say, right?
Never.
Your meat
I would
curtains.
never do.
Don't say never. If a guy asked, if
Never.
a guy offered you $5,000,
10.
It'd have to be a lot more. I could never do that.
we've played this game before, and I was getting down to
Okay.
about $40.
2,200.
Great. Okay.
2,200.
You heard it here, folks. She has to replace the transmission in her car. It's about $2,200.
I have that out in my bag.
It's cool. I back it. But the dice thing's interesting. That was. I mean, I really don't remember. It's one of those things where I watch it now and I'm like, oh God, it's cringy, but I respect it for the time.
But we
he was
cringe
a
because-
rock and roll comedian.
But we cringe because now it's like, oh, who's listening? Is everybody gonna like get into trouble? It's so stupid. It's
Yeah, I
The
don't
shit we've
cringe
said-
for that reason.
yeah.
I cringe because the world can't take a fucking joke anymore.
Of course.
That's what bothers me about
But when
it.
you watch that now, no party's like, oh man, yikes.
Yeah, there is.
For
of
him.
course, of course, there's that part. Not even for him, because at the time, he wasn't the only one doing that kind of stuff.
Of course. Well,
Listen
Sam
to listen to
Kinison.
Howard Stern in
Oh,
that
yeah,
same
I mean,
year.
Howard Blackface when he did
yeah,
the thing
that's
was
what
like.
that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like
Of course.
the
Feed the dog.
the world, the world was different then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what my knee jerk is like, oh yeah, remember when you could just do stuff and like some people would like it and some people wouldn't, and they went about their day. Oh no, he's fucking gross. I don't like him because he's racist or whatever. And then
and
so
that's
you,
it.
Do you want cream in your coffee? Like it wasn't this
That's it.
cancel and da-da-da, blah, blah. Like I can't take.
I wonder what.
It's usually young people too.
Of
Yeah.
course. Of
You know
course.
why? Because young
Stupid.
people are fucking stupid.
It's so stupid.
The last Bill Maher, when he talked about like kids not going to college, was like,
Oh, I
like just
love
being like,
that
you go to college and college kids say the dumbest shit. It was so
Yeah.
like spot on. I wonder, 30 years from now,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think we'll be looking back at now, being like, oh my, kids are like, I
That
can't
Heidi
believe.
did OnlyFans.
No, but really, what do you think could be talked about in 30 years now as like cringy 30 years from now? Besides the
The
entire
fact that
cancel
we-
culture.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the fact that we fucking cancel everything. I don't know.
Like like words we're saying now that you can't say 30 years from now.
What I hope for is
Probably
that
everything.
it recycles itself. Like this country went through like the 20s and 30s, 40s, and then the 50s came, and it was more of where we're at now. With no technology or whatever, it was more whitewashed, purposely perpetrated to be that way. The shows on TV, like everything was kind of whitewashed. And then the 60s came and the 70s came, the kids were like, fuck that. And the drug culture came and all that kind of stuff. And it was opened up again. And then
hope so.
the 80s went through like, okay, it's all about money and stuff. And, the 90s came and it was like this grungy, type of atmosphere. What I'm hoping for is that my kids or their kids will be like, the world sucks the way it was 20 years ago. Let's like loosen up. Let's like, let everybody fucking do what they... I don't think it's possible because of the advent of technology and social media and 24-hour news cycles.
It's the worst.
I don't think that it's possible. I think we've painted ourselves into a corner, but I'm hoping that there's a subculture that breaks through to fucking be like, we're not living like this again with the fucking, flat top and love your country and that's it. You know what I mean? Like,
I wonder.
There was there was a little kid that was sent home from school. He was like 12 and he had a "Don't Tread on Me" patch on his, and I watched that video the other day because my sister sent it to me. Are you fucking kidding me?
But he was sent home because he had the patch?
yeah.
Yes.
And he
And the
defended
fuck?
himself,
Yes.
like, and they sent him home because it's offensive.
I think his dad was in the Marines or something like
What are we doing?
like that. And his mom came in and was like, "Do you not know what this is?" And she's like, "Well, it's a patch that when slavery was blah blah blah." This white woman. The kid's like, "No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I'll
It's
tell
a
you right
military
now,
thing. It's a
that's-
military thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Right?
But they're saying it's like a rebel Southern, like that kind of "don't tread on me" promote.
not.
It's not a Confederate thing. It's
Racism.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's bullshit.
And he got kicked out of
And that's the
school.
other thing. You just said it. It's fucking white people that cause all the fucking
we are
problems.
the problems.
Yep.
Yeah. You see that one guy who goes around on Instagram and he dresses in like a poncho and a sombrero and goes into like a Latino part of town. And he's like, "Are you offended by..." First he goes like to a
okay,
college.
okay. He's an
And they're
obvious
like,
white guy.
"I feel it's offensive and that's cultural appropriation," and then he goes and they're like, "Hey, my friend, very nice,"
Right,
like doing
funny.
all that. And then he does the same thing in Chinese, like obvious, like over the top Chinese
The
garb.
rice patty hat, the whole
Yeah,
deal.
and he goes to some college students like, "That's offensive," and it's always like, white bread people that are offended for cultures they're not from,
Yep.
which is cultural appropriation, by the way.
I have a couple. Go ahead.
I was over at a friend's house and her daughter is 12, and I said, "Oh yeah, I used to do like last summer I put braids in my hair, like those almost like a French braid, but like," and she went like this.
Oh,
And
no.
And I said, "What?" And she goes, "That's cultural appropriation." And I
Of
go,
the
"No,
French?
it's not.
Of the
It's
French?
because
they're
like Jamaican
braids.
and
Yeah, they're like they're not the cornrows, but they're like these like I forget the name of them. Like no, they're not.
But how about
Do you know who wants
How
cultural?
about hey, I saw this black guy wearing cornrows. They look cool. I'm gonna do that to my hair. Cool. You look awesome. I'm gonna emulate it. Like
I
what
told
the
her-
fuck
I
are people
told her-
talking
Yeah.
about?
I
I'm
told
not-
her too. Like the only thing, like when you go to the Bahamas, like when I was like
Every kid
16,
gets the
we
fucking
all
braids.
got that,
Yeah.
and your scalp hurts,
And who
everything,
did it
and
to you?
so cool.
Local people
Exactly.
did it to you.
And who
It
is
costs
stoked to take the money for it?
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that's what I explained to her. I said, they actually take that $40 and they spend food for the whole week for their family. Like we're doing.
It's unreal.
It's unbelievable.
I have a friend he's a Mohawk Indian and he lives in Joshua Tree. And we were around a campfire once a while ago, and I said like Native American. He goes, "Dude, I'm a fucking Indian.
Yeah.
Call me an Indian."
Yep.
I'm like, oh, okay, great. He goes,
Yeah.
we don't call each other Native Americans. In fact,
Yeah,
fuck
I
you
know
for even
that.
saying that in the first place.
Right.
Indigenous people is the closest thing that I think they might even appreciate, but they're called Mohawk Indians, and they're fucking proud of it. They're Indians, and it's fucking rad.
Even I can't
What a
even.
fucking
Even
idiot.
indigenous people is to me weird.
Yeah.
because it's built in that there's guilt behind it when you say it that way. Like
There should be, actually.
yeah, but Indians
know.
were here first. Yeah, but I didn't do it.
No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
That's one of the few that I'm happy to kind of acknowledge how
I
fucked up it is.
I totally acknowledge
Columbus Day,
how
yeah.
everything is fucked up.
Yeah.
Slavery is fucked up. The fact that we were, but the world is the world that I was born and here I am.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do about it now?
Like, if you were to say
You
in
know?
public, would you guys say Indian or would you say Native American? What would you say in a
Indian.
group?
Indian.
Okay.
And I get shit for it, especially from my daughter.
Yeah.
Like, or whatever I'm talking
Don't
about.
ever listen to women, dude.
Yeah, well, she's my son is completely not. I taught him, and he learned all the lessons well.
Your son is the most easygoing,
Yeah.
like, things
My
roll off his
daughter's
back.
like, he hears everything in school, and you can't say that. Like, the fuck I can't.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I have actually said
I know you
that
have. I've
to
seen
her,
it.
you know? Like, the fuck I can't say
Yeah.
it. But no, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, it's a black guy. Hey, it's an Indian. Hey, it's a Chinese person. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying any of those things. It's the intent behind them. You know what I mean?
Someone recently was trying to, they were a yoga instructor, and they're trying to describe a person to me. And, like, someone who I'd seen before or something. And, like, it's the guy, glasses, 6'2". I'm like, oh, what else? I'm like, what color is he? Like, black. You should have fucking said that.
Oh, the black guy? Yeah,
You're
know.
allowed to use it as a describing word.
Yeah, yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
When I was attacked, I was told not to. I was told by, was it my boyfriend or something? No, it wasn't him. It was somebody else that said, you don't have to say the race.
Like when you speak to the news?
Yes. And I was like, but what?
Why
not? He was
So let's not find the guy.
Yeah, like, are you kidding me?
Officers, I appreciate your questions, but I will not talk about the guy's race. Just arrest everybody.
I'll say he wasn't white.
He was either black or very, very dirty.
But that's what I'm saying. When it comes to language and stuff, then you're backed into a corner where it makes you look more racist when you're trying to describe something than if you would just say it.
Yep.
You know what I
Right.
mean? It's
Oh, of
just
course,
like,
of course.
should you use the N-word to describe them?
Oh my
no.
God.
But I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree
there's
with you. You
nothing-
shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
One
but there's
time-
nothing wrong with black guy or,
Of course.
you know.
One time I was at the mall, this is years ago, and there was a girl that was helping me, a black girl with a bob.
Whoa,
Whoa,
what?
whoa. We don't talk about race on this podcast.
And I went
I
up
was talking
to,
about a girl.
Cool.
I went up to the counter, and she's like, "Was anybody helping you?" I go, "Yeah, the cute girl in back with the bob." And she goes, "You mean the colored girl?" And I looked at her. I go, "Excuse me, what?" No.
Colored we don't really throw around much
Isn't that
anymore.
horrible? That's a
Little bit.
horrible word. That's a word in school that we never could use. That.
But then
word or
part of me
that word.
also is
It's
like-
awful.
Also, part of me
But
says,
that's
who
awful
cares
though.
what
You
they're
don't
up
say.
to? Yeah.
That's not a good word to say. I was like, yeah, she's black.
Colored.
We're
My,
all
Horrible.
colored.
It was a
It's
young
true.
girl
We all
too.
have a color.
One of my
you know?
grandparents, right before one of them died, this is like less than 10 years ago, referred to people as Oriental. It was just
That's what my mom says.
Yeah.
But I told my sister said, "Mom, I don't think you can say that anymore." And my mom's like, "But they're from the Orient." She's like, "I've always said it since I was young." And I
So
was
my
like,
wife's
"You're fine."
Oriental. And
What does she say?
well, she says the Oriental is how you describe like furniture and
Like a rug. Or
yeah, like it's not how you describe people. They're Asian, you know.
I know.
I was
My
like, all
mom.
right, whatever, you fucking Oriental.
like Oriental, you know what I'm saying? Shit.
My poor mom. Speaking of my mom,
OnlyFans? Is she on there too?
Gina, no, Gina from 50 States of Madness. She told me about this book club that she has and these books that they read. And my mom loves to read, and she loves like mysteries.
Colored books.
Coloring
Mysteries
books.
about
Yeah.
With lots of colors on
about
them.
Native Americans, and so she hooked her up, and she sent her like 4 books, a book light.
Did your mom join the book club? Is she in Gina's book club?
No, but then
Oh.
Gina got the author of this book that my mom just read that she loves to sign a book and send her a shirt.
Gina's very thoughtful.
To my mom.
We love Gina.
Like, how cool is that,
Do you know who Gina's favorite person in the world is?
Todd?
Yep.
Who? I don't know who.
You know Gina?
Oh, Gina.
Yeah, Gina.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Gina, I guess you're not his favorite. Wow.
Gina is my favorite. Let's just put that on the record. Once she started talking about her own life, I just tuned out.
Heidi's talk. I'm going to vape over here for an hour.
Gina.
It's
Gina's
the
my
time
favorite.
Yeah.
Like the
Gina's
time
my
I told
favorite.
that cool story about the fucking UFO.
Dude, and
that was
Darren,
the best.
real Black Darren was like, just like,
It was
zoned out.
conked
Was he really
and it was a
sleeping?
oh no, dude.
cool story.
Heidi told this like really fascinating. It was like a 10-minute
for once in my life.
like
was-
pilots seeing UFOs on a plane. It was she told it really, really well. And at the end, I think you like asked Darren something about it. And he goes, I'm not sure how I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I saw it in his eye. I'm like,
Do you
you know what she just said? And he goes, yeah, I was listening. I'm like, what does she talk about? What was her story about? And he was like, oh, fuck, man. I wasn't listening. And it was such a funny moment.
I
But-
was listening. I
It was
just
funny.
didn't know
It
which
was
Gina
funny.
you were
But that was a
talking
good one with Darren.
Wait, speaking of airplanes, did you hear the breaking news that happened
Like
last
when?
night on Alaskan Airlines?
No.
There was a off-duty pilot who flew on the plane, and I guess the off-duty guys get to fly in the cockpit. So he was in the jump seat, and they were at cruising altitude, and he started to shut off the engines, and the pilot tackled him, and the other people had to come and handcuff him to
Jesus fucking Christ.
He's being charged with like
attempted murder?
100 counts of attempted murder, something.
Disturbing the peace.
He was a fucking off-duty.
I never heard that they would
pilot.
let pilots sit in the cockpit.
Yeah,
that
I guess
seems a bit
off-duty
like,
ones get to like
whoa, I did not hear that.
just happened. Yeah.
What
You
a
like
dream.
being in
fucking
the
imagine?
cockpit.
Don't even.
Oh my.
Don't
God.
even. That no, I did not hear that story. That's crazy.
What about that guy weeks ago? Did you talk about the guy who shit all over the plane?
Did we cover that?
I think so.
Oh, I don't
know if we did or not.
There was another one too. Now.
The guy that shit
Same
in the,
guy?
in the
Oh,
whole
yeah,
aisle. They never took the pictures. Can you? They had to land the plane. Didn't they land the
Yeah, they
plane?
had to
Oh, yeah,
emergency
they had
la-
to do
because
a-
of a toxic hazard.
Dude, I would have puked for
What
an
I just
hour
want to know
straight.
what kind of pants he had on.
Sweatpants. Or
okay.
board shorts.
Like how does it?
How do you not know? Like, just get up and
Yeah.
go.
Well,
to the-
he was probably trying to. I mean, there's times when like, if the toilet is not next to me, I'm not going to make it. I had to shit between two cars in the valley, like in the middle of the day. This huge. It was like a puddle of shit the size of a manhole of a sewer cover. In the middle of the summer, I shit between two cars, had nothing to wipe my ass with.
I remember you telling
And
me.
then went back the next day to see it, and it was like a dried. I could have picked up and flung it like a frisbee. it was shrunk a little bit, but it was solid.
Shitsby?
Oh God.
At a used car lot. So sometimes you can't make it.
Yeah, I mean, I've had close calls, but I've never had an incident. But I have had the piss that. Remember, I told that story on Dark Matter.
Which one?
Where I ended up pissing in my own mouth.
What?
Kind of, but please tell it again.
I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. So I'm driving in traffic, like near Wilshire La Brea.
Yeah,
I'm wearing Adidas sweatpants, and it was show night. Like it was,
Yeah.
we were gonna do Dark Matter, and I had to fucking piss so badly. Like I must have drank a fucking gallon of water wherever I was. But it's like gridlock. Like the cars are not moving, like not even inching. So I can't even veer off a side street.
You start to get in the little uh-ohs.
Yeah. I'm like, when you know, like, oh my God, like it's, and then, okay. Oh my God, I'm going to fucking piss my
Your
pants.
body
So,
tenses up.
Yeah, I'm tensing up. So there's like there's a church parking lot on La Brea somewhere. And I'm like, I got to try and get into that parking lot because it looks empty. Like there's no cars in it. But the cars both ways are not moving. So I'm like inching. And then I'm like, put my signal on. I'm trying to turn. I'm cutting cars off. Finally, I make it in there. I'm like, oh my God. I get out of the car. I'm like literally in the middle of the parking lot. I get out of the car and I pull my pants down. Like my door's open. I pull my pants down. And this thing happens with guys where if you have to piss really bad, you don't get a hard on, but it gets lofty. Do you know what I mean?
It's filling with piss.
engorged
It's out of
with
space.
piss,
Your
yeah.
bladder is full. You got to put it somewhere.
Yeah. So I
Gorged with piss.
Lofty.
Yeah.
There's a show episode tonight.
engorged with piss. Yes.
Yeah.
So I pull my pants down, and the waistband of my sweatpants snaps my dick, like goes like boing,
It has
like a
happened to all
diving
of
board.
us. Yeah.
Like a diving board. But like I have to piss so bad that I'm starting as my pants are coming down, and it boing, and I piss, and I'm like, and it goes into my mouth, on my face, all over my fucking shirt. It's a little more. There's a tail end to the story. So I finally grab my dick, and I'm like pissing the rest. I'm like, oh my God, it's dripping off my chin.
Can't swallow it fast enough.
And yeah, I'm going, puh, yeah. And there's a guy in the other property. It's like I don't know, some kind of furniture store, like a used furniture store or something.
Also pissing in his own mouth.
And there's a fence, and he's like a fucking rabid dog going back and forth. He's screaming at me, "You fucking motherfucker!" Because it's a church parking lot. That's a church. I'm just screaming at him like, "Fuck you!" while I'm pissing, and I just get in my car drenched with piss, and I just drive, and I drive home. I walk in the door, and my wife's like, "What the fuck happened?" I'm like, "I fucking pissed all over myself." I go upstairs, I rip off all my clothes, I throw my shirt in the trash. I'm like, that shirt's done. And I take a shower.
Threw it away?
Oh, yeah.
You're a maniac.
Nah, I threw it away.
And you would have showered anyway when you got home, so
Yeah.
that's not a big deal.
But yeah, I pissed in my own mouth.
Yesterday, I took a piss yesterday here, and you know sometimes you dribble a little bit on the seat every now and then. So I dribbled, I took a piece of toilet paper and wiped it up. I don't know why I did this, but I also had to wipe my mouth. So yesterday, I wiped my mouth, and I'm like, what am I doing? Yesterday,
Wait, why did you have to wipe your mouth?
There's something in my mouth. I felt like a little schmutz, or this mustache has been like tickling me, so I might have just been moving the hair. But I literally wiped piss. And I'm like, oh fuck, and and threw it right in the toilet.
I would have had to jump back into the shower again.
Probably would have boiled your
Yeah.
face off. That happened to me yesterday.
Well, I do the first 15 minutes of my son's life, he pissed in my mouth. I told you that.
Yes,
story.
of course.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I did for my mom. She was in labor for like 36 hours with me, and so she was starving. They brought her first meal after, when she came to, and she was also changing me for the first time, and I pissed directly into her dinner. That was the first thing I did for my mom, was piss in her food.
Oh my God.
First thing Luke
And
ever
I'll
did
do it
to me was
again.
piss in
I'll
my
fucking
mouth.
do it again. That's so fucking funny.
And I was turned like this, and I went like this, and he was midstream.
And you're like,
And I was scared, like he had done something wrong. So I'm trying to like cover it up.
oh, every boy does it.
And I'm like, and then I realized I'm fascinated by how far and straight and strong his piss was as like a newborn.
And that was 17 years ago, right? And I bet if you ask yourself at that point, is this the last time I'm going to have piss in my mouth? You would have said yes, but you would have been wrong.
Yeah, I would have been wrong.
Because 10 years later or whatever it was,
my own
your own.
taste of my own.
What it
Some
taste
Newman's
like?
own.
Pee is not. It's not a particularly strong
It's
flavor.
like salty.
Yeah, it's very good, Heidi. You want
There's
some?
people that actually drink their piss
Oh.
to try and heal themselves, like
Yeah,
of
I've
disease.
heard that.
and
We have a
stuff.
mutual friend who's very much into piss. I don't know if you know about it, but I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
But
What do you mean into it?
loves being pissed on. Loves drinking piss out of right out of the tap from a girl. Loves being
What?
pissed on. If he could be pissed on every day, he would
The
do
golden
it.
shower.
Yes, but
Something
golden
about-
into his mouth. Loves it. They call it water sports.
Yeah, water sports.
Yep.
Golden showers.
It's like what's his face? Put your hands down. You got piss breath. What's his name?
I know that.
Chuck Berry.
Oh,
Porno that he
the
did,
one
or
where
video.
the girl's blowing him and he keeps farting and making her smell his farts.
Well, it might have been the same one.
It's a cool
I'm
move.
not sure. But there's one where he pisses
Smell
all
my
over
fart.
her mouth, like her face, and then she goes to kiss him, and he's like, "Put your hands down. You got piss breath."
We got to break down that entire video sometime. That's so good. But then that same girl, I think, is blowing him later, and he keeps farting, and she keeps trying to like pull away. He goes, "Get back down there," holding her head down there. While
That's
he's
just
farting.
like That's just like, I'm a rock star.
I'm
It's
bored of everything
segregation,
normal.
And I'm getting back.
Yeah.
At all
I think it was a white girl too.
Yeah,
so
no,
it was right.
He had a fancy for white women.
Yeah, I get it, man. Me too. Me too. Before we go, we have a couple of listener questions. This one I've been waiting to do for a month because it's about the vasectomy. But here we go.
What vasectomy?
I'm still working on it.
Voicemail box of
Rare Form Radio. Please leave a message after the tone.
Now, you gave me a lot of shit for being sexually assaulted by my doctor. I just want to play this for you.
Ooh.
Dan, I just thought I'd get your back on this whole vasectomy thing since you keep getting a hard time about having your doctor molest you a couple times. I don't know if this is a normal thing, but when I went in for my procedure, the nurse came in and said, okay, I'm here to tape your penis to your stomach so that it's out of the way for the procedure. That was a little bit off-putting, to say the least. So I guess I'm curious, for the rest of you, is that something that happened, or was she just fucking with me?
I think there's more to it.
Also, I'll say that the worst thing from the whole procedure was taking the fucking tape off my dick right after the surgery. And for some reason during the surgery, we started talking about Super Nintendo, and he asked if I wanted to see my vas deferens outside my balls, which of course I said yes.
Not my experience.
You can get yours taped to your stomach?
No.
Okay.
Does this guy have like a huge dick or something? He must.
No, if it was
If
huge,
it's that
they would
big?
just move it out of the way.
Oh.
Hey, Brett, Heidi wants to see your dick on OnlyFans. So you can send her a private message. She's curious how big your dick is. Add Heidi Sabrina.
Well, why would you have to tape it to move it out of the way?
So it doesn't like flopping around on your balls, maybe? I don't know.
Right, so it's got to be huge. If it's just like, so they have to like
In other
move it out
words,
of the way.
they probably wouldn't tape mine.
Yeah, they didn't tape mine.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, well.
Mine was not in the way.
Wow.
So there's your question,
mine
Brett.
was just so straightforward and like I was awake during the thing. There was no weirdness. There was no fondling beforehand. I did not have that experience. So you still haven't gotten it.
Nope. It's been a month, and I've been trying to reschedule it. Then now they're like, I'm not even getting emails back.
Dan.
What?
Let's do it right
Oh, it's a
now.
nice one. Let me see that thing. I like this one.
We'll do it right now.
Is that real?
Yeah.
No, it's fake. Put it right by your eyeball. Yeah, that's fun.
Oh, I want that. I need that.
Another question comes in from
Don't hurt
from
yourself.
Caleb.
Oh, that's nice.
Push it out.
Push it out.
It feels.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
I got it online.
Oof.
That's called an
I want that.
OTF knife in California, out the front, and that is
Yes.
very illegal here.
Very illegal.
Yeah. I got one on the,
So I
on the
carried
coffee
it in my
table.
pocket.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna carry one.
Hi RFR. This is from our friend Caleb. Hi RFR. I have a question for Dan and Todd. Have you ever been in any scraps or fights before? Yes. Yeah. And how did they turn out? I recently had someone road rage at me where they pulled over to the side of the highway to try to fight me. Thought I'd ask. Thanks.
Don't you think I was in a fight?
Oh, we're gonna
too?
get to
But go
everybody.
on.
Heidi, ladies first.
Yeah,
Let's
go
talk about
ahead.
your fights.
Last fight
I've
you
been
got
in a
in.
few of them.
What was your? How old you at your first one? How did that one go? And then your most recent fight.
You mean like actually like hitting
Yes,
somebody?
yeah.
Well, I guess only,
even pushing
only
around.
Twice. Only 2 times in. Like in
Okay.
my 20s at a bar that I worked at.
Punches
Okay.
thrown?
Yeah, I punched the guy in the head, and he has a scar right here because I had a big ring that was up there. He threw a beer bottle at my face.
Oh, that'll
And
do
I
it.
went like that.
You dodged it? Mm-hmm. Wow, you're a quick
Dodged
ninja.
it. Yeah, I was on a lot of cocaine back then.
Did he punch you back?
Nope, no, because it was like a biker bar, and the guys were like, "What the fuck you doing?" to him. Like, what do you? Yeah.
Is it called? Can you call it getting into a fight if only one punch is thrown? I'm curious about that. Well, if you knock someone out, that's a fight,
Well,
right?
yeah, that's a fight. If
Okay.
you knock someone out or get knocked out, have you ever been knocked out?
No, but really close. I got
knocked out
I got
once, yeah.
punched in like a golden glove boxer. Some guy in high school. We had major problems, but we were looking face to face. I was trying to de-escalate things, and then all of a sudden, I can't see anything. I didn't see it coming. I don't know. I feel like I got shot in the face. He punched me in the eye. I didn't even see him flinch, but I was definitely dizzy. But I didn't go out.
I got punched in, like, totally sucker punched in the side of the head.
Oh,
And
I
like
was
in the
fighting
like in the
with-
temple.
Yeah, I was fighting
You
with
can
someone
die.
else. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I literally saw stars. Like, I saw blinking lights and then went out.
Yeah.
oh my god.
I got
And
that.
I got back up. I had no idea what was going on for like a
that's
good
horrible.
minute.
I have a dent in the top of my skull right here. Someone hit me in the head with a golf club when I was like 10.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was a girl like did a full
Tiger
like
Woods.
axe swing with a 9 iron and caved in the top of my skull.
Thank God you didn't.
She's like, I can blow dudes better than you.
Fuck you! Ah! But I saw colors I haven't seen since. But you do get all those like
What
shoot-
colors?
Yeah.
I can't tell you. I don't know. I don't know how to explain them. But I saw like fireworks and
Colored
stars.
colors?
Don't even. How dare you?
I've been in a lot of fights.
How many do you think?
What about Rob?
Yeah. 20? Okay.
Yeah, maybe
Damn.
20.
Probably been in 5.
I've been in like 20, maybe even a few more.
I would say I have 1, 2. 2 might be a tie, and the one the guy punched me. I didn't even fight him back.
I've
That's
also
why I
been in
lost.
group fights too, like
that'd be
where
fun.
like 20 people are fighting and you're just hitting whoever's fucking near.
Like Warriors Greaser style.
Christ.
Yeah.
The last fight I got in, when I was with Dave, and it wasn't really a fight.
Faustino or Navarro?
Navarro, and it was one punch.
Oh, is this the guy in the bathroom?
Outside the bathroom,
Okay.
yeah, in Reno,
We
in Reno.
we even told that one in a while. You can tell that one again. You want to? Cliff notes.
All right, I'll give you the cliff notes. So there was me and Dave were at some event that Dave was getting paid to be at,
Like a hosting.
yeah,
gig.
like a hosting thing, and it was this fucking bar on the bottom of the casino, and it was outdoors. It was like a beach motif, and there was this guy who wanted to give Dave some gift that he had made, and so the guy's like, "Here, I made this for you," and it was like some belt or something.
I'm sure Dave was stoked about it.
Well, and Dave was like gracious about it. And he was like, "Oh, okay, thanks, man. And we're sitting there, and there's a security guard assigned to us so that we could sit in like a little section. And you know the way those things are set up, the people who are paying Dave to be a celebrity appearance at the thing want him to be seen. So
course,
we're like
yeah.
in like this cabana kind of thing, sitting
Featured.
up. And I'm just watching. Dave's talking, whatever, and he hands this thing to his manager, and he's like, "Hey, hang on to this. This guy gave it to me." And he's talking, and I see the guy, and the guy says to him, "Hey, can I get a picture of you holding it?" And Dave's like, "I can't because I'm contractually obligated with other companies, clothing companies. I can't take a picture with you. But thank you so much, and I appreciate it." The guy's like, "Okay, cool, man." And he goes away, and I'm just watching. You know me when I used to hang out with him. I would just kind of sit there and just watch everything that's going on.
It's fun to watch, but we also can get protective sometimes.
Right. And I see the guy approach again. And he's like, "Hey, man, are you sure I can't get a picture?" And Dave's like, "Nah, dude, I just can't do it." And he's being gracious. Like, "I just can't do it. I'm sorry. If you want it back, I'll give it back to you, but I can't take a picture with it." No, I made that for you. So I'm also looking at the security guy who's humongous. He's like this wide.
Vegas has the best ones.
No, this was Reno.
Oh,
so it was
okay.
like a shit kicker
Okay.
with the mustache and the whole thing. And he's huge, but he's talking to chicks because there's a bunch of chicks around Dave.
What?
Yeah, so
Navarro?
yeah, so I'm watching the guy now, and he's like got a little group of friends, girlfriends that he's drinking, he's taking shots, and he keeps looking over, and I'm like, this is gonna end up being a problem. I could tell. So he comes back again 20 minutes later. "Hey, man," he's a little drunk. "Are you sure you can't take a picture?" And Dave now is fed up because this is the third time, and he's like, "Dude, here." And he grabs it from his manager. He's like, "Take it back. Like, you're asking me to jump." You know how he would want to explain, He's like, "You're asking me to jump through a hoop that I can't jump through for it. So here, take it. I don't want it now." And he's like, no, keep it. And he's like, no, take it back. And Dave gives it to him. Guy walks. Now I'm watching the guy. Drinking, taking a shot. Looking at Dave.
Planning. Yep.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. I'm watching this whole thing, and he's oblivious to it. And I'm looking at the security guy, and he's oblivious to it because he's talking to girls and stuff. I'm just watching. Then it's time we got to use the restroom. So we start walking because you got to go through this club into the casino to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And we're walking, and the guy disappears.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, now's a good time. So we go. And I see the guy. He's like just outside the bathroom with his little friends. And I'm like kind of angling Dave to go forward, because there's a lot of people. And we pass the guy, and I'm like, don't do anything. Don't say anything in my head. And the guy's like, "Fuck you, Dave Navarro." Dave turns around, and he's like, "Dude, why fuck me? Like, I fucking told you, da da da. And I see the guy's doing this, wrapping the thing around his hand.
Oh.
So I'm like, I'm going to end this right now. I was like, dude, you got to back the fuck up, bro. Bam! And he just takes out all the girls that he's with. Like, they all go down. And I just turn Dave around and I just push him towards the bathroom. So we're in the bathroom stalls, pissing next to each other. I'm not pissing in my mouth at this time.
Nice.
You figured it out.
And I'm kind of amped up, but I'm just like, okay. And Dave turns to me. He's like, dude, that was awesome. And I'm like, dude, you didn't see, but he was going to hit you. Like, he was wrapping that buckle around his fucking hand.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just had to end that. So the security guard's gone, the security guy. So we're pissing, and then we were like washing up, and the door gets kicked open, the bathroom door, and it's the security dude. And he's like, I've worked in tons of bars and stuff like that. So in my head, I'm thinking,
You're like, oh God.
Here comes the speech of like, you don't do that. It's my job. And you don't throw your hands on anybody in my club. Da, da, da. And he's like, he kicks the door open and he's a monster. And he's like, where's the guy that hit that guy? And I just go, and he comes over to me. And he's like, that was freaking awesome, bro.
Yeah, right
Shakes
on.
my hand. And then now for the rest of the night, he's like on us.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, dude, let's hang out. And I'm like, dude, we gotta.
But he probably also knew he fucked up by not paying attention.
Yeah, and
probably
he was
must
like,
be oh shit.
but he wanted to hang out with us now all night, and I was just like, dude, we gotta lose this fucking security guy. Let's get the fuck out.
They
of
do
here.
tend to hang
Yeah,
on sometimes, don't
yeah.
they? That's pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been in a few fights, but nothing like that. That's
That
a
was
good
the
one.
last fight I've got. I mean, I've gotten close.
My favorite one was a guy when I was 18. Another 18-year-old guy tried to take advantage of my sister when she was 15, passed out at a party. So
I would kill.
it took me a month to find him, but I found him and exploded his nose, and it felt one punch and like a splash of blood. And boy, it
So
felt
satisfying.
good. It felt so good. And then he was expelled from school. I punched him in the face, and he got expelled, and then moved to Florida. It was great. Oh, so what were we talking about earlier about the kid that got kicked out of school?
Yeah, for the don't try.
Did you
me.
see there's a video making the rounds of a college professor who's on his computer at his desk, and his screen is mirroring to the screen behind him, but he forgot that was happening. So he's opening up OnlyFans pages of 3 of his students who are sitting in front of him.
I heard.
So
I think I saw this.
But here's
yeah.
the fucked up part. So he's looking at naked pictures of his students. He's a college professor. And the 3 girls got expelled from college for having OnlyFans pages.
No.
Which
Right,
again brings me
right.
back.
That's bullshit.
No one can explain to me the logic as to how that
There's
happened.
no
They're adults.
logic.
They're over 18. He's the one looking at it in class, and the whole class is watching it, and they were expelled. I do not
Horrible.
understand it one bit.
Have you seen the video that's going around of the guy who asked these moms that are younger girls, would you kill for your children?
I saw your post. I saw your video. You put
And
it in your
they're
story,
like,
right?
Are you fucking kidding me? My mother always said, if anything ever happens to you girls, I will fucking go to jail. I don't
Well,
care.
I
I'm
want
gonna
to
kill
point out that something did happen to you, and your mom did nothing. When you got attacked, your mom did nothing.
Oh my God.
So you
But
can
you
tell
know what
her
I mean? If I was
you're a liar, lady.
If I was, oh, you kidding me? My mom.
If your
would
mom
go
was
on
there,
a-
she would kill the person.
She
I was
would
making a
come
joke.
out here
I heard
like-
she was laughing.
Oh my God.
Your mom keeps
No,
looping
I
the
mean,
video
like,
of it.
If my sister and I were like fucking like kidnapped or murdered, like
Oh, yeah.
she would go out and find the fucking guy, like
Yes.
and she wouldn't care if she'd spent the rest
We
of her
talk
life
about
in
that.
jail.
I would
But
kill
these
someone for
women-
your kids.
Yeah,
I would kill someone for
I
you.
would kill somebody for my niece. Are you,
I also just love killing people.
but these women had to be like, I don't know.
I also
it was
wonder.
horrible.
There's also a chance that those women were the only 3 that said that out of 100 women. There's a possibility, but it's still crazy that you wouldn't kill for your kids.
Yeah, no, me and my wife talk about that all the time. Like, I'd be like, I'm fine going to prison.
Yeah, no problem. For the slightest infraction towards my kids.
Yeah, like I would
Yeah.
definitely kill someone.
Wait, you give my kid a C?
I would kill
All right,
them.
here
And
we go.
like, yeah, I've gotten like there's times where stuff has happened, even with a teacher, like a disagreement or a bad grade or whatever, and I'm not allowed to go.
Yeah.
Because I'll take it to the
Sure.
to that level.
Yeah. You want to step outside, motherfucker? Go ahead.
I flew to Wisconsin, and my oldest niece was on a volleyball team, and I was there for like a week, and she had a big game. She was so excited. We were all there. My mom, my dad, like it was so like it was awesome. And they didn't put her in the game for like, I don't know how they do that, like for volleyball, but it was like 30 minutes in, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So I marched over there, and you could see she had tears rolling down her eyes, and I was like, what's going on? She goes, I don't know, they won't put me in. And I stormed up to the coach, and I was like, because these are little kids, you're not playing professional fucking volleyball.
Fair. How old?
She was probably like 11, 12. It's not professional. It was a Lutheran fucking school. It's
Gotta
not like,
win. Maybe she's bad.
no, she was really good actually.
Okay.
And they said that because she was 5 minutes late, they didn't put her in. But it was like an hour away game for 12-year-olds, and her whole family was there. So I took the coach aside, and I was like, "Hey," and then her dad did the same thing afterwards. He
Did they put her in? Did they put her in?
No.
Oh wow.
No.
This is so weird because I want to be like, let him play, but there's also like, you gotta be on time, but also let him play. But I see.
It was a game that was right after school. School ended at 3. The game was an hour away in fucking bumfuck Wisconsin. And like most people like got their kids and like drove as fast as they could. The game was like 4:10. You kidding me?
The whole
Stupid.
Yep.
every kid plays, every kid gets a trophy. It's what's killed.
But she
this
was
country.
really good. She's really good.
But maybe the other people, I don't know.
I'm just saying it's not fair. It
I know.
wasn't
I'm
fair
with you.
'cause every
And also
other
you're
kid
there for
played,
it.
and we all were there for it. And she
I
was
did. I had an
crying.
incident.
Mm-hmm.
I had an incident like that when Luca was young, and he was playing on a soccer team, and they were playing in a game against a team that was way better than them. And the coach,
Did they know that he was the Madman Newman's kid?
they didn't.
Wow,
I kept
I
that
mean-
a secret.
Okay.
And the coach, there were 3 kids that were obviously bigger and older playing on our team out of nowhere. And Luca's not playing. He's not getting put in. So I just sat there quietly for the whole game, and then I pulled the coach aside at the game. I was like, let me ask you something. Why didn't Luca get to play? He's like, well, this is a game. And I'm like, yeah, but who are those 3 kids? I've never seen them before. He brought in ringers, basically, that were older.
So that's
And I
fun.
said, I want you to pull out your checkbook and write me a check, because I had to pay
Yeah, it's like,
for Luca to play on this team.
expensive,
and
too.
buy uniform and he's little. It's not like, all right, they're 15 and they're in this huge tournament, because I was that kid that other teams would put me on their team to play in tournaments. You know what I mean? But he was like 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm paying. So I was like, I need you to. And he's like, well, and he just looking at me like,
awesome.
he was dumbfounded that I even called him on it.
Right.
And he didn't have the power to do that, but I got a check back.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, that's
The
amazing.
organization, and I pulled Luca off, and I found another. I was like, dude, you can't do that to him. You know what I mean? And the fact that it's other kids that aren't on this team that you're
Super
playing,
fun.
yeah, it's
Wow.
fucked
And
up.
just how far you have to go to punish a 12-year-old girl, in a soccer game.
Yeah, and I don't even think she was 12. She's probably like 11. It was just like
Whatever,
a
like,
young
it's-
kid game, and I just was like,
Keep him up for 15
just
minutes
put
and be
her
like, listen,
in
next
for
time.
5 minutes, and and the woman knew that all of her family was there, and that her aunt was here from LA, that her both grandparents were there on both sides. It was a big deal to her. Just put her in for a little bit, and she was good. But the woman was like, "Oh no, we gotta."
That's the rules.
But
Yeah.
as soon as I saw her little face getting red and starting to cry, I was like, nope, and I stormed over there. It wasn't like she was fine. She was crying because her feelings were hurt.
Would you like to? I'll go with you if you'd like to go and kill that person.
I'm not kidding. And anybody who
I am. I don't want to kill her.
like I will fucking mess up anybody who messes up.
You can ask my
nieces.
wife. Well, we should have her on one time.
We've been
ask
trying
her,
to for
yeah.
years, yeah.
There's like people that I have like their name and stuff written down that have done little indiscretions, like
Wait, you have an actual shit list? A
Yeah.
physical shit
of
list?
people that 20 years from now that have like said something fucked up to my kid or made them feel one way or another, that I'm going to, right when they've forgotten all about it.
That's
like
amazing.
I stay up nights thinking like this.
That's fucking wild, dude.
Where
amazing.
like I'm still gonna get that person. Like, you know what I mean? Like somehow when they've forgotten all about and they have no idea. I love thinking like that.
That's ominous.
Like Dexter.
Some scary shit.
Yeah.
Or when you get your cancer diagnosis and you're like, now it's time for me to go
now's
to work.
the time for all the
happening.
revenge.
It's happening soon. Oh my God. What? It's good. He's ready for it.
Yeah, I'm right.
He's ready for it. I think we've done enough here, guys. Yeah. Heidi, I am honestly very stoked about your new venture on OnlyFans. I'm serious. I'm not kidding.
We don't have to talk about. We don't have to.
But do you want people to join it or not?
Sure, but I mean, like, who wants to join my page and look at my?
I think that you're going to be
Look
surprised.
at my cleavage.
I think you'll be surprised because I think you are going to advance your skills. I think you're going to get naked on there, and people should be ready for it. You're gonna show a little titty, for sure.
No, probably not.
A little titty.
Maybe a little.
Pop
titty.
a nip out. Little
Just
titty.
a little titty.
Yeah, just nips. If you
Start with
tip.
small
you can
goals.
make. I think you could make a legit living just showing your boobs.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to. And honestly, if people would like to support Heidi directly,
Tits less than yours have.
Yes.
Made careers on them.
I have smaller tits than you, but I'm doing all right.
Not that much smaller.
Shut the fuck up. If you want to support Heidi, go to OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/
Heidi Van Tassel.
Is that what it is? Amazing. I'm actually stoked for you.
I can't believe I never thought of this. You have to sell. Can you sell merch on
We've already talked
OnlyFans?
about it.
What?
Heidi Tassels.
Yeah, Van Tassels.
It's been discussed on the show.
Oh.
Yes.
You promote them on
I never
your
heard
thing.
about that.
Our friend Gina, who you forgot earlier, she's the one that brought it up.
Oh,
What's her name again? No, I'm just
I
kidding.
didn't forget her. I didn't realize you were talking about that.
She has a
Gina.
tattoo of Todd's face on her body.
It's my favorite thing that's ever happened to me in the world.
It's on her back. It's like it's you with a
never
microphone.
seen it.
Yeah, she has a Todd
It's
face
a dark
picture.
matter picture. Yeah.
She has Dave. She has Todd.
I know, but
Doesn't
I think
have
she
me.
should get Dave lasered off.
Probably, or turn into me.
Yeah.
Just
she's the coolest.
put a bigger dick on it,
Yeah.
and that's me.
Like she's so cool that she has like a bowling league that she bowls on. She's just so fucking cool.
she's the best.
Roller skates.
Roller skates, bowls.
Her podcast rules.
Book
Her best friend
club.
rules. Book club.
Yeah.
She brings cookies here. She's the best person ever.
Yeah, ever.
Heidi,
Yes, sir.
anything you want to say to
I
everybody?
have to pee so bad.
Me too. When you
As he
wipe,
was
don't wipe
talking
your
about-
lips. What?
As you were talking about it, I was doing my hands like that because I'm like, oh my God, I have to pee so bad.
Okay, well, let's wrap it up. Todd, good to see you again. You've been missed around these parts. Keep finding a way to get out of it every week, and it's good.
Finding a way.
It's good to see you again. Heidi, you're the best.
Thanks.
Sub to your OnlyFans. I'm going to do it. I'm going to sign up. All right? And we'll be back next week. Bye.
This is Lola, and I'm here to tell the world to stop being such pussies and listen to Rare Form Radio.